feel like it deserves even more praise than it is getting now. Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, I'm Kristina from Lukrembo, and today I want to do some really chill chores. I cannot be bothered today. It's scorching hot outside. I'm already sweating, but at least my makeup looks cute today, so we got that going for us. Anyways, today I want to fix up my mistreated Micans plants. I got 2 of them. They are way too long. They are balding on top. It's just a whole mess and I really need to fix them up. It's just not looking too hot anymore. Honestly, it looks kind of shitty. I came up with a plan. It's going to be fun. Let's go. So we are going to care for those beauties today. Number 1 and number 2. So we've got a lot to work with today. Just a quick word about Philodendron Micans. It is one of my favorite houseplants ever. It's velvety. It has like a dark green chocolatey color. Sometimes it's red, like a deep wine red. Whenever sun hits the leaves, they're a little bit sparkly. Just beautiful plant. It is super easy to care for. It doesn't need a lot of water in my care. It's growing relentlessly and it's really easy to propagate. So it really has everything you could wish for, maybe except for variegation, but I mean, there are variegated Micans out there. My plan for today is as following. First, prune the dead leaves. Second, take a very generous cutting because I also need to make new cuttings for my little plant shop business. Number 3, I want to combine the 2 plants into one pot, make one giant Micans pot. And then 4, I need to find a new place for it to live, I guess. Yeah, that's about it. Let's not waste any more time. Both of these plants really need a watering. I would have done that yesterday, but I find that it's easier to repot them if the soil isn't soaking wet. And you can already see we have some yellow leaves on here. Here you can see a leaf that is already on the way out. It's starting to get yellow, so I'm going to remove it already. Plant number 2 is also thirsty. And it's crazy how much dust is also on the leaves. Well, there is actually not that much to prune. I think most of them already fell off when I took the plants down. So now we can move on to phase 2, the most exciting part. We are going to take a big cut. Going to clean the scissors with some ethanol and let it soak for a little bit. Those we will need later. So I want you to see how much I'm going to cut off because it's going to be a lot. Starting with this one. We've got all of this and I'm going to chop off like 2/3 probably. Here maybe. Let's go. Yes! It's so fun to cut a lot of a plant. Like, although it's kind of sad that it's like going to be shorter again, it's just so exhilarating. It's almost like if you cut your hair. I know, it's always scary, but it also feels so good. This is what we are left with. Those leaves on top of here aren't particularly pretty or big or impressive. I think it will fill in nicely, and I can also replant some of my propagations back into the pot later on. Number 2. This one is extremely long. I can't even show you the whole thing. Look, like it's so long. Look. And I'm going to make it the same length as the one right now. Approximately here. Okay, so this one got quite the haircut as well. I'm putting those to the side now because I want to first care for all of the propagations. So if I bundle this up, it's quite a lot of material. I will take single node cuttings. I don't know, let's guess how many cuttings I will have in the end. I mean, it's going to be at least 100, right? I say it's going to be 105 cuttings. Yeah, final answer. I'm pretty sure you all know this by now, but I'm just going to cut in between two nodes. So we have one here, one right here. We can see little aerial roots on there as well, and the internodal spacing is quite large, so it's really easy to cut in between. Some of the cuttings already have a pretty long aerial root. Technically I could stick this in water as is, but for me personally I don't like this much stem on my cuttings, so I'm going to shorten it a little bit on each side just so it's a little bit more manageable. Back at my kids' table again. I look so small. Sitting down for this because I figured it would take a while. I remember this plant was one of the first plants that I got, like of all of my plants, and also one of the first plants that I ordered online. I had found an online shop. Up to this point I didn't even know you could order plants online, so this was a revelation to me. I didn't know if the shop was legit or not, but I thought, well, you know, I'd try, get something. Little disclaimer, it was winter, and at this time I also didn't know that ordering plants in winter is like risky. Fair enough, I ordered, I think, a Philodendron Micans. Then I also ordered a Monstera albo cutting, but it was supposed to already be rooted and potted up. Needless to say, the plants arrived. There was no heat pack in the box, I think, or it was already cold, and the plants all suffered from some severe cold damage. The albo cutting died, which was a shame, and it also wasn't rooted at all, so I'm not a fan of this shop anymore, let's say it like that. And the Philodendron Micans, a lot of the leaves were really mushy and dying. Some of the roots were like rotting as well. But I mean, you see it. It grew really nice ever since. If you keep your Micans on a pole or, for example, on a beam like this, they will increase in leaf size quite significantly. My arms hurt. Anyways, what I wanted to say is this is a great beginner plant. You can learn how to propagate plants with this, but I also think it will stay one of your favorite plants even if you advance in your plant journey. At least for me, I still love it to death. I think it's just such a cool plant. I feel like it deserves even more praise than it is getting now. You can keep this plant in a really wide variety of conditions. It does great in an east-facing window with a lot of morning sunlight. I never had an issue finding a good spot for this plant. It literally grows anywhere you put it. I'm also taking a lot of wet sticks or just stem cuttings without a leaf. No need to throw these away. I really think everyone should have a piece of this plant. It's just, I don't know, I think it's a must-have, honestly. Okay guys, I'm done. I have a shit ton of propagations now, which is great, I love that. Now I won't bother to stick each and every single one of them into like cinnamon or charcoal or whatever. I will probably let them dry just a little bit and then stick them all in water. It's fine if some of those don't take, but usually I don't have any issues with them like rotting excessively or anything, so I'll just pop them into water. I'm starting with the small one right here and I'm going to count all of them. So these two glasses are already 30 plants. So I'm going to spare you the tedious work and skip forward. Ta-da! All done. I'm finally finished. This was quite the chore. Do you want to know how many propagations we got? So we got 30, 80, plus 40 is 120, and then 177 cuttings. I don't know if I ever took this many cuttings before from one plant. Or I mean, it's 2 plants, but you know, that's a lot. That's good. And also my guess was totally off, so I hope you were better than I was. You can change the water if you want, like every 2 weeks or whenever you see that it is like dirty or something is rotting in there. But usually it can stay in the same water for quite a while. These will get either a bright spot in my grow shelf or on a windowsill to keep them warm and nourished. I estimate to see roots in like a week or 2, max 3 weeks. There should be some roots visible already. So let's move on to those 2 beauties. In my experience, Micans doesn't have the biggest root system. It can be contained in quite a small pot, even though you have a lot of plant growing from it. And you see, I love those plants so much because each one of them got one of my favorite pots. This one I really like, and then this one is also really cool. Let's check the roots out. Okay, so we've got some good root system on here, but it's like not massive. And I'll try to exchange a little bit of the soil. Okay. And then number 2 also has quite a good root system. There are also some rotten roots in here. I will remove those. Nothing a good fresh soil cannot solve. Squishing them all in. And I'm wondering if I should add in a few of my propagations too. I already have a propagation that is rooted and potted up here, and I think I will use it to fill out the top a little bit more. You can see there's not like a massive root system on here, but really nice and healthy roots. Squeeze them in here as well. Okay, now for the tricky part. Let's fill this up with soil. I think I'm done. Wait. I think it's looking good though. It's still looking a little bit wilted, it needs water. I'm going to shower it now. It will obviously need a while to perk up again. And then I'm going to show you where I want to hang it. And also, I really like the combo of the pot and the plant, but now I need a bigger one. So I got a second pot that is slightly bigger, so I'm going to use this one. I really like it. Let's go and hang it up in its new spot. To the bathroom. So the old one was up there and now I want to put it somewhere else. Okay guys, I got one of my self-made macrame hangers right here, and now I'll have to like put it in somehow. It's really difficult with those long leaves, but well, we'll manage. It still looks a little bit janky, but I'm hoping that it will like grow in, perk up, and just look a little bit nicer later on. So let's hang it. Ta-da! looks good. Let's check it out. I'm going to come back tomorrow and show you in 3, 2, 1. And with this, I'll see you next time. Until then, enjoy your plants and goodbye! Bye!